podcast. I am your host, Bryan Sudfield. This is episode 15, and I am joined by my co-host, Matt Lautner.
Hi.
Yes, hello. Okay, so this episode might be longer than expected, but we'll see what happens when you guys listen to this. Okay, here we go with the news. Let's just jump right into it. War of the Planet of the Apes has begun filming. Matt Reeves has come back to direct it. Hey. Only I can look at the news. You need to be surprised.
Fine.
Good boy. War of the Planet... Now, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes was a great film. I'm excited for War of the Planet of the Apes, and that is it. The image was very cool. It was two motion capture people, one on the horse and one on sand on the beach, probably in California. I don't know if it was Andy Serkis. It didn't say because Matt Reeves tweeted the photo, so I don't know. But regardless, I'm still very excited for this movie.
I think you showed me, what was it, last week?
Yeah, it was right after we recorded.
Yeah.
The news broke right after we recorded last week.
There's nothing much about it. It just shows, hey, we're filming it, so... I'll tell you, it looks beautiful. With the picture, I mean.
Well, that's obviously hands to a beautiful photographer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, moving on to interesting news. Doug Liman, the director of The Bourne Identity, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Edge of Tomorrow, he is currently in talks to direct Gambit. Now, I don't know if this has been confirmed yet. I have no clue. But generally when it says people are in talks, that generally means that they are the pick. So, okay, here's what I'm going to say. I love Edge of Tomorrow. I really like The Bourne Identity, and I really like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I think this guy's a very good director. I think he would do very good with Gambit. And if this does end up being true, I would like to see what he's going to do with this movie, because I think he's a very, very good director. So yeah, I wouldn't mind if he directed Gambit.
That'd be funny if he magically makes Gambit time travel back in time. I saw Edge of Tomorrow. I loved Edge of Tomorrow. I have it on Blu-ray up there. That film is just so good, and that's why I think that's a good choice for directing. It's a good choice. He's a very good director. He knows how to film action scenes, perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on which style is he going to use, though. I'm curious.
I don't know.
Because I do like.
See, we don't even know if he's directing it. Maybe they confirmed it. I have no clue.
If they do, that would be great. Because he's a good choice. He's a solid choice.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Tom Cruise, Jack Reacher 2 Never Go Back has begun filming in New Orleans. The film will come out in exactly, October. 1 year from today, basically. I enjoyed Jack Reacher. I don't think the film was great, but I thought that Christopher McQuarrie did a good job directing it, and I love what he did with Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. I thought he really did an excellent job with that film, and, Edward Zwick is directing this, who's an amazing director, and it's cool that he's working with Tom Cruise again because he worked with Cruise on The Last Samurai, which is a great and underrated film. And, I'm looking forward to seeing where this film goes. I'm not really fond of the Jack Reacher story, and I don't really want to look into this when more stuff comes out, but I am looking forward to seeing how this movie turns out.
Based on the title alone, it sounds like Jack Reacher's going rogue, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Because it never go back. So, yeah, that's cool. It's gonna be filming. I mean, I thought the first movie was a good movie. I enjoyed it. So yeah, let's see how it goes. A sequel. I mean, I don't know what it's about yet. So yeah.
Now moving on from that to something that excites me very much. Jon Hamm has signed on for Edgar Wright's newest film, Baby Driver. The film will also star Lily James, Ansel Elgort, and Jamie Foxx. The film focuses on a young man named Baby who works as a getaway driver for different bank robbers. One day he gets into trouble when a bank robbery goes wrong, putting him on the run from various parties. The film was supposed to come out in 2017. Edgar Wright is one amazing director, and I have yet to be disappointed by a film of his because I love the Cornetto trilogy. I love Scott Pilgrim. I would have been curious to see what he did with Ant-Man, but Peyton Reed did a great job, and we'll talk about Ant-Man in just a bit. And this premise sounds really entertaining. It really sounds cool, and I love the cast. I mean, Jon Hamm is amazing. Not only is he a great dramatic actor, he's a really good comedic actor. Like, when you watch him do stuff outside of, Mad Men, you see him in comedy movies like Bridesmaids, and then you see him on SNL and work a lot with the actors from SNL, and he's so entertaining. And I think he's perfect for this. I mean, I love the other cat. I think Lily James was amazing in Cinderella. I really like Ansel Elgort. I thought he did a great job in Falling Our Stars. And Jamie Foxx is Jamie Foxx. You can't go wrong with him. So yeah, I am very interested in this movie. The plot really does sound awesome, and I'm looking forward to seeing this movie.
I would like to see Jamie Foxx with a British accent, which we don't know what character he's playing, so we won't know. But that's cool though that they're doing like it's probably gonna be an action comedy crime movie. So we don't see many of those movies nowadays. Like, what was the last one that was like that? I forgot.
Action crime comedy or action comedy?
Action crime comedy, basically.
Well, I mean, if you consider Kingsman having some crime, I guess.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's going
but
for
it's
a Kingsman
spy.
vibe.
It does sounds cool that they're doing that because I like Kingsman, so.
Mm-hmm.
But it might not be ultra violent, but it could be ultra.
Well, speaking of Kingsman, that's our next news story.
Good.
The second movie will be released on June 16, 2017, but it'll go up against Cars 3.
Still.
Good about Cars 3. Well, actually, Cars 3 will probably be the big one because family movies generally make more money.
Still.
Now, me and Matt are people who loved Kingsman. We really, really loved that film. That, to me, was the first great film of 2015.
So Mad Max dethroned it for me, yeah.
Excuse me. I want you to see a movie that could top Mad Max. There's gotta be movies that you
Soon.
see. Let's hope. Yeah, I'm really excited to see Kingsman 2. It doesn't say Matthew Vaughn's coming back to direct it. If he does, good for him. If he picks the guy that directed Kick-Ass 2, I am done. No, Kick-Ass 2 was such a disappointment. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't on the same level as the first one. And I didn't expect it to be. It's just I wanted it to be a good movie, but yet, the more I thought about it, the least I liked it. I would give it, like, right now, a C. First, I gave it, like, a B, and now it's, like, a C. Yeah, obviously, I'm really excited for Kingsman 2.
Hopefully he does direct it, because I think if I remember, if he does Kingsman 2, that would be, like, his first sequel he's ever directed. So, he needs to come back. Like, I don't see that many people he could replace himself with that could, like, do as good job or better than he did in the first movie.
Yeah.
It's just the energy, the frantic energy, the gore, that was, like, kind of comedic, but also very disturbing.
Yeah, exactly.
It was so good. It made it such a good contrast. Plus the comedy, the dark comedy in the movie. Yeah, like, with Sam Jackson the first time he shows up in the movie. Like,
yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. It really works very well. And now, with the final news story is that Peyton Reed is coming back to the MCU to direct the Ant-Man sequel, Ant-Man and the Wasp, which will be released on July 6, 2018. I loved Ant-Man. I thought it was a great film. I was very surprised by it. I had such a good time with it. I think Peyton Reed did a really good job with the film. For the guy who directed Brain and directing a big-budget superhero movie, I think he did a very good job. And yeah, it was smaller than the other films, no pun intended, but like, he really did a great job. I'm glad that Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly are coming back. I would love to see Michael Douglas came back, Michael Pena. I don't think Corey Stoll will come back. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys who haven't seen the movie. I'm sure there are people out there who haven't seen the movie. Of course, there's one person out there who boycotts the movie. Give it a fucking chance, okay? Alright, I'm not going to say your name, even though you probably don't listen to this show, but I'm not saying your name. You know why? Because I'm good. I'm a good person. But yeah, this is great news. That's your cue to go.
I know. No, but like, there's just nothing else to say. It's such a good move on Marvel. I mean, I know sure it wasn't like the lowest grossing Marvel movie they've made in the last, like, 10 years? Still, though, it made a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the movie is just it's just so different. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy, it was just so different. Because, you know, we got the main cast. You got, like, Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, all them. It's mostly the same each movie with all four or five of those characters. But Ant-Man and Guardians and all that, which are, like, kind of, like, semi-suitably, like, connected to the universe. Well, I think Ant-Man more than Guardians is.
Yeah.
But, like, it's so suitably connected where you're like, I dig it that, like, they're doing this stuff, even though they threw some stuff in Ant-Man. Like that.
Got it.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it was a smart move because I would tell you this, out of all of them, I think Ant-Man had the best filmed action of all of them. Had the most, well, I would say, actually with Guardians, it's kind of a hard thing, because I would say Guardians, Ant-Man had the best visuals ever in all the Marvel movies. We agree on that. But I think Ant-Man had a better view, like, of the small scope, and, like, how it was able to transition from small to large scope.
Yeah.
While Guardians just was great at showing epic, like, large scope stuff.
Exactly. That's exactly the point. So now let's get to the trailers. We have 5 trailers to talk about. Jane Got a Gun. I remember this movie was supposed to come out last month, but Relatively Media, I think that's the name of the company, they got bankrupt, so then Weinstein picked this up. It's coming out in February. It looks... Nah, I love Natalie Portman, and I really like Joe Washington, but this film doesn't really interest me. There was a lot of stuff going around this production. At one point, Bradley Cooper was going to be in it. Michael Fassbender was going to be in it. There were a lot... Ewan McGregor was going to be in it. There was a lot of people that were going to be in this cast, and, yeah, it's interesting, but honestly, I don't really care about this movie. I didn't really care for this trailer either. To be quite honest, I don't even remember it that well. So, yeah, that's kind of saying something. So, Matt, what did you think of this trailer?
Well, I remember that had, like, Spanish subtitles.
Yeah, because it was the international
trailer. And I feel like that the movie itself might be better than the trailer was, and I kind of saw a lot of people like talking about it. Like, it was just horrible. It wasn't that good edited, the trailer.
No,
it wasn't. It just seemed like very boring. It felt like a melodrama or something.
Yeah,
like a soap opera kind of. And I mean, I hope that the movie itself is actually a very entertaining movie, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Next trailer, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I don't remember this trailer that much either. All I remember is that Lily James is in it, and Doctor Who, Matt Smith. I don't care about this movie. I mean, it sounded cool incorporating Jane Austen's iconic Pride and Prejudice story with zombies. Yeah, it sounds cool, but I feel like we've seen stories like this numerous times. So I feel like this isn't anything new. I mean, maybe I'll check it out, but and this is another trailer I really don't remember that much, so I can't really say. I mean, from what I remember, it looked okay, but it didn't really look like something I would rush out to see when it comes out. So yeah, I would say this trailer was eh.
Well, i.e., Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, I was gonna say, because I actually did see that movie. And
I read the book.
Really? How was it? The book?
It was a good book.
You think it was better than the movie?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the movie was terrible. No,
I thought the movie sucked.
I thought it
sucked.
I thought it was fun, but I wouldn't say it was.
It sucked.
Well, I would say it would be guilty pleasure, not like it was actually good. I wouldn't agree with that.
But this trailer.
The trailer, like, there's only one shot I remember that well, and I actually do like the shot, is when it was like a first-person view of the zombie and his head getting cut off. That was pretty cool. I like that shot, even though it's kind of blurry.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, there's nothing much to talk about this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this is also a book. This was also a book, so I don't know. I really don't know about this movie. Like, it could be good. We don't know. It could be a fun time at the movie theater, but it could just be a shitty movie and end up being like the Three Musketeers movie that came out not that long ago.
Yeah.
Because it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. I don't know
why. Yeah. Daddy's Home, the Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg movie. I mean, this trailer was sort of the same realm as the first one, but I'm worried that they showed all the funny moments in this trailer and the other trailer that came out a few months ago. I just hope that it wasn't the case. This comes out on Christmas. Christmas is very interesting. I think we talked about the Christmas releases so much on this show.
Christ, we're talking about 2 movies that come out on Christmas.
Like, I mean, like, yeah exactly. And, like, it's... but I will say that I love those 2 guys. I love what they brought to the other guys. I really do enjoy that film very much. This film looks entertaining. I just hope it's not like a family-friendly movie, because I think IMDb fucked up, because when it said PG on IMDb, I'm like, do not tell me this is a family comedy. So then when I went to the website, it didn't say the rating, so that means that it's not PG, or at least I hope it's not PG. So, yeah. This trailer was fine. It was basically the same as the first one, so it's not really any different.
Well, I didn't watch it, so that's good to know that it's basically the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Next
trailer, Joy! Okay.
Which I didn't watch either, this trailer, so... I didn't see Joy, and I didn't watch Daddy's Home. So.
You didn't watch the Joy trailer?
No.
So how was it? You know, like...
Don't care. I'm guessing.
Damn it, why do you do this to me?
I'm guessing, because...
Can you let me speak?
Yes, speak.
Let me speak, damn it! I mean, I'm still excited to see the movie. I'm really looking forward to it, even though I've said numerous times that I'd rather see The Revenant first before this. And by the way, The Revenant poster came out. Fucking gorgeous. Gorgeous poster. This was a pretty flat trailer. I will say that, like I said, I'm still excited for it. The only moment in the trailer that really convinced me was at the end, and she at one point, never speak of my business in front of me ever again. Like, it was something like that, and I was like, oh shit. Looks like we're getting another Oscar performance from Jennifer Lawrence, who I think will kill it here, even if I don't care for this movie. De Niro looks like he's going to kill it too. Same goes for Bradley Cooper. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to the movie. It's just, this was, as a trailer itself, because we're just judging the trailer, this was a pretty flat trailer. So, but I'm still looking forward to the movie nonetheless. So, yeah. And finally, what the fuck was that? We just heard someone yell, "Get out." Ladies and gentlemen, we saved the big one for last. We're probably gonna go on this trailer for like the next, like, I don't know, like half hour or something.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to time it. I'll see what happens after as I'm editing it. I'm gonna go first with my thoughts, and then you're gonna go. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The final trailer for this film has been released, and that film is Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Last week we talked about our expectations for the trailer, and you know, listen, here's the thing. I've said numerous times, I'm really pumped for this movie. I cannot wait. I don't see this film being bad. If it's bad, then I don't know what will happen. I know it's going to be a big hit. No matter what, if it's good or bad, it's going to be a monster hit at the box office. This trailer, and I did a live reaction to it. Thank you guys to whoever watched that video and liked it and supported it. I really appreciate all the support you guys have given to me for that trailer reaction. This trailer was fucking fantastic. This was an amazing trailer. I mean, listen. I know there are people out there who, like, they gotta stop teasing us. They gotta give us a bit of story. I understand they don't want to give us what the entire story is about, but I feel like we have an idea of what it's about. And, I don't even know what it's about, to be quite honest, but I am curious to see how it's gonna turn out. What I loved about this trailer, first of all, I will say it's beautifully shot. It's a beautiful looking trailer. It's so well edited. It's not like a crappy edited trailer, like we said, with Jane Got a Gun. And, I just love the feel it's going for, because this trailer, like, the first two trailers showed how fun it is. This trailer is so dark that it shows that it's more of a drama. It's gonna definitely have fun elements in it, but it's gonna have a lot of drama, which I'm really looking forward to see how that turns out with this. It's gonna go, it feels like an Empire Strikes Back with the way they're going with this. I love seeing more of the characters. I love the lines we hear, because we finally hear some dialogue. We hear dialogue from Rey. I love the opening shot with her in the destroyed Starfighter, and then she's walking off, and the beautiful wide shot of her and BB-8 walking away, and then you see the shot of Starfighter going up, and she's like looking at it. It gives you a renaissance. It gives you like a New Hope vibe, where Luke's like, "Oh, I want to do this," and look what happened. Luke got to do it. And then we hear Finn, who I'm gonna say this, his American accent's very good. He was like, "I was born to do one thing. Now I got nothing to fight for." We see his TIE Fighter crashing, and then we get Kylo Ren, who sounds amazing. Adam Driver, I think, is gonna kill it as Kylo Ren. I think he's gonna do amazing. Like, you see the far shot, you see the lens flare. I saw the lens flare. I didn't at first because I wasn't paying attention to that, but then I watched it again. And I'm like, oh look, there's the lens flare, the typical J.J. Abrams lens flare, because he has to have it in this film. And then you see the Darth. He's like, "I will finish what you started." And then everyone's like, "Oh my god, Darth Vader's alive." No, he's not. He's dead. Did you guys not see Return of the Jedi? He's dead. And then, like, they ask, like, is the stories true? And they're like, about the Jedi, the dark side, the Force, and then Han. I love that there's so much of Harrison Ford here as Han. I think, at first, like, when I heard that he was coming back, I'm like, he's probably coming back just for a paycheck. But now I'm, like, watching, and I'm like, you know what? It looks like he actually cares, so I'm excited about that. We see a lot of amazing shots. We see a quick shot of Leia at one point, which is great. She's crying in Han's arms. Some people think it's for something. I'm not going to say what, but who knows what will happen. Then we see Kylo Ren with his mask off. We don't see his face. We see the back of his face with Finn with the lightsaber, and then him, and then Finn looks terrified, and then it cuts, and then it says Star Wars: The Force Awakens. But yeah, I love the intensity of this trailer. I love the grittiness of it. I love the look of it. I believe he shot it on film, which is amazing. John Williams' score, like, I was listening to the music that was just in the trailer. Oh my god, it broke my heart. And I'm really excited. I already got my tickets, and it took me 3 hours to get tickets. So, I mean, like, I was one of the people who had to wait while Fandango and every other site crashed. So that was fun. Like, it was really fun. Okay? Do you not understand? And I might be going to see this movie solo. Solo. Like Han Solo. Do you not understand? You cannot go see Star Wars Solo. But, overall, I thought this was a fantastic trailer. I really loved this trailer. I watched it a lot of times afterwards, and I don't see this movie being bad. I really don't. Honestly, like, if the film is not great, I know that's going to be a good film. Because I think... But I still don't like the fact that Disney's just teasing us with a lot of stuff. And I hate the rumors going on, oh, Luke's dead. And stop complaining that he's not in the trailer. Yes, it sucks that he wasn't in the trailer. But honestly, I think they want to save us. That's going to be probably the big money shot. His first appearance. And people are like, oh, he's obviously dead. No, he's not. And if he dies, then it's going to break my heart. That death might end up being one of the most heartbreaking deaths in any film ever. Same goes if Han and Chewie die. But yeah, like, I really loved this trailer.
Oh man, this trailer. It is the superior Star Wars trailer. We should just say this right now.
Because it is an actual trailer. It's not a teaser.
It's not like a 1-2 minute teaser. I'll tell you first thing. This movie looks visually beautiful. The battles look incredible. And the music, okay, when I get to that second half of the trailer, when the main Star Wars music starts kicking in, a more like darker, vibe or whatever, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like
more adult, not like adult where it's like kids can't watch it. It's more dark.
It's kind of like a more orchestral, like opera-like type. And it's so...
Yeah, because Star Wars has always been considered a space opera.
Yeah, and it's just like, every time I see it, it gives me chills.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because, it opens up on the Yavin 4 battle. Which probably Yavin 4 they're on in that part of the movie.
Yeah.
The Yavin 4 battle. And it's just like, every time I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
It's, like, so good. Then they have, like, Kylo Ren, who... Okay, his mask... I don't know why, but, like, when you look at it with the hood and off, it looks so different.
It does.
Yeah. Like... Because I know a lot of people said, and when they first released the toy, because I know the toy came out for Kylo Ren, they're like, yeah, it's more inspired by Darth Vader than Revan, people would say.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I can understand, because it's got like the whole cone in the back, like Vader's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I know, again, people are saying, oh, well, it backs up that maybe he's actually not a Sith, but he's just a guy who believes in the Sith. Because, yeah, this might actually be the first movie where he's not a Sith Lord. Which would be interesting, actually. Money shot of the trailer, I would say, other than Harrison Ford saying, the true, would be when Kylo Ren and all, like, his men from the Knights of Ren are just standing there, where he has the lightsaber out in the rain, and it's just, that shot. If I can find that online, I want to put that on my laptop. It's such a beautiful shot. Because it looks haunting, too, like, some bad shit happened there.
Yeah.
Should we comment on like the new Death Star kind of ish, or no?
See, I don't really want to talk about that. I don't even know what the hell that is, and I want to wait till the movie comes out to know what that is, because the movie comes out in like I think like 8 weeks. So I mean like,
it's kind of assuming. I mean, I should kind of say this. Like, the assumption...
There's too many theories going around with this movie.
But
There's a theory going around that Luke is Kylo Ren. No, he's not.
Are you nuts?
He's not Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren's younger than... What the fuck?
He's not Kylo Ren.
Listen. Audience, if Luke was Kylo Ren, then why would he have such a crudely constructed lightsaber? Question. That's a good question, huh? Like, if Luke was a Sith Lord, he would have actually known how to construct a lightsaber.
Luke probably no. Well, I mean, we don't know. Kylo Ren supposedly constructed that lightsaber himself.
Yeah, that's what he said. Like, he's not a master, like, craftsman. I mean, even though I do think the lightsaber is cool.
The lightsaber is fantastic.
Yeah, I love it. It's, like, more oldish, yeah.
Yes.
But, I would say maybe if Luke does die, that would kind of be, like, an Obi-Wan, probably death, I would think.
Yeah, but...
It would pay homage to Obi-Wan.
Yeah, but don't you think it's a little too dumb that they would... Like, honestly, I don't see him being in this movie that much.
No. I think, and I know a lot of people have been saying that during that Force battle, that's like maybe the first half of the movie, kind of like in Empire. You know, in Empire, when he fought Vader and he wasn't ready. It's kind of like that, probably.
Yeah.
And then some people say Luke's going to save John Boyega's life.
Finn,
yeah. And, hey, that could make sense. That would be cool if he did. and like he fights Ren. I'm surprised that they haven't shown much of. Even though I know they came back, they haven't shown much of R2 and C-3PO in the trailers.
No, they haven't.
Yeah. So I hope they're on the Millennium Falcon. Hopefully.
We'll see.
I hope, because I know R2's with Luke still. We know that from the other teaser trailer, and we haven't seen C-3PO at all.
No.
Unless maybe one of the earlier trailers. I don't remember. Like this trailer, just if you haven't watched this trailer yet and you want to see Star Wars Episode 7, just watch it.
But you really think that the film's gonna be great, right?
Yes. Even if it doesn't even if it's not as great as we think it is, it's still gonna make probably over $1 billion.
It sold a lot of money. Like the
the
amount of money it sold for the IMAX tickets. I'm not seeing it in IMAX first. I'll see it probably. I'm gonna see this movie more than once because you know what? Even if I don't end up loving this movie, I would want to see it again just to get more of an idea. Like I want to kind of research it again. So I'll probably see it. I'm seeing it the first time in 2D. Then I'm gonna go see it in IMAX 3D the second time. That's definitely what I'm gonna do. But it sold it sold almost like 10 million with the IMAX tickets. So that's saying that it's gonna make more than 100 million opening weekend. I don't see this movie making less than 100 million. I don't see it making that low.
Isn't it the second most grossing pre-ordered movie?
It is the highest grossing pre-ordered movie.
Now.
Because it's the first Star Wars film in 10 years. It's saying something.
If you want to say the first real Star Wars movie.
No, I don't want
to.
No, but don't count. Okay.
Yeah, like if you don't want to count the prequels, the first real Star Wars movie, yes.
Exactly. But like,
without some stupid love story.
I just think that. I just think that this movie is going to be something so extraordinary for all of us film lovers. It's going to get us Star Wars fans, and it's probably going to get newer people into Star Wars. And I just think that this movie's going to be so big to the point where all movie theaters might just have to play Star Wars. Star Wars. Like, I mean, it's going to be very big. I'm really excited for this movie.
Holy shit, it might gross over $2 billion. I just thought.
It could.
If it does, I think that sets the record, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Think about it.
It's gonna be in the highest grossing films of all time. It's gonna be in the top 10. If it isn't,
I'll be top 5 probably.
I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if this doesn't make the top 10 highest grossing films of all time because the top 16 are over $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a big deal. So I mean, like, this movie's gonna be so extraordinary. I don't see it going wrong.
I think Disney has played the marketing perfect.
I think I have to give credit to Disney, Lucasfilm, and J.J. Abrams. Yeah. I have to give credit to all three of them. I think that Alan Horn and then the leader of Disney, Kathleen Kennedy, the president of Lucasfilm, and J.J. Abrams, they gave us the right amount of stuff we need. I do wish that they gave us a bit more of what the story was. I get it, they don't want to tell us what the entire story, but just give us a basis of what the story is like.
What I can guess is that, I mean, it's kind of like, I think the way they're doing the story, it's more like metaphorical, I think. Like, there's not, gonna be, I think, a solid story. I think it's gonna be there's there's this running story, the Empire kind of came back, they made a super weapon, we gotta stop them, the basic story of all the main, original trilogy Star Wars, mostly.
Yeah.
But I think that there'll be an underlying thing the reason why all this shit's happening because the Force came back and stuff like that. There hasn't been maybe a Jedi in maybe 30, 40 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now the Force, again, just like the title is, and I think ever since, the title came out, people have been saying this. Maybe the film is an awakening, kind of, of the Force. A literal meaning.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah, those are our thoughts on the trailer for The Force Awakens. We are very excited for December 18th. So yeah, this is gonna be a very interesting episode. It's gonna be, it's that whole week. I'm probably not gonna sleep. I don't think I'll be able to sleep.
Holy crap! I think about it. I think we could actually, if we, because when are you gonna see it?
I'm seeing it on the 17th.
Oh shit! No, I mean with the IMAX.
See, I don't know. That's the thing because tickets have been selling out rapid fire.
Hotcakes. Hey, you want some hotcakes? Go
it's been selling out crazy. It's been selling out crazy, and it's gonna be insane how much this movie's gonna make. If I wanted to go, when I go see this movie, I'm gonna probably arrive like 3 hours before it begins. I need a seat. I need to get someone to go see it with me. I cannot go see this movie alone. I can't do it. Listen, I'm fine with seeing movies alone. I'm fine with doing that, but this I cannot go see alone. I have to go see this with someone. I have to. I can't get him to go see it now because he already got his tickets.
I'm going to 11:45, like at night. So
well, I'll see it before you, and I'll be happy about that.
I've seen it in 3D.
Fuck.
Regular 3D.
Shit. At least it's 3D and not 2D.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you get the IMAX,
no, you would go see it in IMAX. It's just that your cousin won't go see it in IMAX.
Listen though, like just think about it. If you're gonna see it in IMAX before we do the podcast that week, we can comment on every version of the movie, basically.
What do you mean every version?
Like 2D, 3D, and IMAX.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 3D
it's a
won't
full,
be any different from
thorough
IMAX
review, audience. It's gonna be a full thorough.
No spoilers.
No spoilers though.
And no, I'm not doing the spoiler review. I can't do spoiler reviews. Do you not know how difficult spoiler reviews are to do? It's crazy. Okay, so that is it with the trailer segment.
Kylo Ren is
now Blu-ray releases. Let's start off with the small and work our way to the big. Z vs. Zachariah. This starred Margot Robbie, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Chris Pine. Nice. I didn't get a chance to see this movie. I really wanted to. But I heard that was more of a love triangle thing, but I heard it was still a very good movie. I am interested in checking this movie out when it comes on like Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I heard about it, so I don't know much about it.
You indie heartless bastard.
I just don't know much about it.
You don't know much. It's because it's an indie.
I know it was, but I just didn't like read into it, or I was like, okay, that's cool. It's getting good ratings. All right.
Paper Towns is next. I really wanted to see this. Really, I loved Fallen Our Stars. And I really wanted to see this. I really loved the marketing for this movie. But I heard mixed things about it. Obviously, I knew this film wasn't going to top Fallen Our Stars. But I was still extremely interested in seeing this movie. And I do hope I get to check it out before the end of the year. I heard mixed things, so I can't comment on this film if it was great, good, okay, bad, or terrible.
Some people said... I think some people said like that, like the whole like comedy stuff was really good. Just there were some things that could be refined, kind of. That's what I heard. But I mean, it's a teen movie. It's fine. It can exist. I don't have a problem with them. I mean, I know So Far Stars was really good because I saw it actually, like on TV though, and. I mean, if I found this on Netflix or TV, I might check it out. I mean, I heard it's really funny comedy.
And now Jurassic World. Jurassic World was a good film. It was entertaining. I had fun with it. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either. I thought that Chris Pratt, excuse me, was fantastic, and the reason why I said Pine was because we just talked about him, like, literally, 3 minutes ago. Chris Pratt was excellent here, once again proving that he is amazing at doing action and big blockbuster stuff. I liked Bryce Dallas Howard, even though I still don't get the fact why she ran high heels, but she recently confirmed in an interview that she will not be doing that in Jurassic World 2. So, I mean, the kids were okay. Vincent D'Onofrio was very over the top, and it kind of annoyed me. I liked BD Wan. I liked Irfan Khan. I really liked Jake Johnson here. I thought the performances were pretty good for what they were. Visually, the film was okay. There were some moments visually that worked very well, and then there were some that didn't work very well. I thought the action was well done. The movie wasn't slow, but the biggest problem was definitely the script. There were some storylines that don't need to happen, like the kids' parents get divorced, which is annoying.
It's like a small thing, yeah.
And like there's a bunch of other stuff too, but like if you watch it just for an entertainment value, you'll totally get that because this movie was a very fun movie. I gave it a B+. I enjoyed the film. I did want to see it again, but I didn't get around to seeing it a second time in the theater. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Jurassic World, and I would say rent it.
Alright. Jurassic World, I would say, like, if you were gonna watch it by yourself, you could have fun, but I feel like this movie was more meant for, like, a party movie. Like, if you have a bunch of friends over and you're bored, you're like, let's put on Jurassic World. Let's watch some people get killed by dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Like, and same with the original Jurassic Park and all of them. Except with Jurassic Park, it's just way better written, way better, like, actually more, it's kind of scary, that movie. Like, seriously, Jurassic World is an extremely fun movie, especially, I'm not going to talk about the final fight in the movie that much, but it was probably the most nostalgic thing anybody saw when they saw the movie. They were like, fuck yeah, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's just say, if you'd seen the first Jurassic Park, you'll be very happy with the way this movie ends. is an amazing ending.
Not exactly.
Well, not like that. I'm not talking about the final shot. I'm talking about the amazing, like, final fight between, let's just say, the genetically altered Tyrannosaurus Rex versus another dinosaur I'm not going to talk about.
Yeah.
I would say acting was really good. Chris Pratt was easily the best in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Bryce Dallas Howard. I thought the kids were fine. I thought the older brother was better. I liked the older brother.
Yeah. I just never really liked the kid.
I didn't care for the younger brother.
He was in Insidious.
Even though I didn't hate him.
Actually, listen. I'm just going to say this for now. Because he was in Insidious, that doesn't mean I don't dislike him. That means that... Alright. Because he was in Insidious, that doesn't mean I dislike him. Because I really like Patrick Wilson. I really like Rose Byrne. And I like James Wan. So that doesn't mean that I dislike him for just being in Insidious. It's just, I thought he was a little annoying in this movie. But it wasn't like a god-awful performance. It was just a performance I was just, bleh. But yeah, continue.
It was an average child performance, I thought.
Yeah.
He did good with what he had. I guess, like, I don't know, like, cause see, I can't blame it on his acting or the writing. I don't know which. I thought, well, I would say probably with what he was given, he did a good job with. I'll tell you, the visuals were, I would say, mostly really good looking, mostly. Again, I agree, there were some shots that are like, you could have used practical effects.
Yeah.
But I thought for most of it, though, like, it looked pretty good.
Uh-huh.
For a movie that came out, like, in the summer, it looked really good. Probably one of the better looking. Not I think Mad Max is the best looking. Okay? But I thought that looked really good still. Debatable?
With Mad Max, yeah.
Okay. But, now, purely entertaining, hell yes. If you're actually trying to watch it seriously, no, it's not. You can't watch... Jurassic World cannot be watched seriously. Because there are some things that are just like, especially with D'Onofrio's reasoning, it's like, but they're animals. They're not gonna listen to you, you idiot.
Yeah.
Like, there's some of those things I'm like, yeah, if that actually happened, that would probably never happen. But then again, you're not supposed to expect Jurassic Park and all of them to be realistic.
No.
Like, no, we can't raise dinosaurs from the dead, even though we do have cloning abilities. We're not that far yet with technology.
Yeah.
But would I say it's worth watching? Hell yes, I would say it's worth watching. At least, like, with the group, probably. Mm-hmm. Because then you can, like, laugh at some stupid things, but also, like, have very fun watching Chris Pratt ride around with velociraptors and, like, finding dinosaurs. I would say... If you've seen it, you can decide if you want to rent it or buy it.
You say that every single time.
No, but seriously, like, it's one of those movies like...
We're talking to the people who haven't seen it.
Well, I'm just saying, for people who have seen it, make up your mind with that, right? With people who've seen it. People who haven't seen it, which is probably not a lot, because that movie made a shit ton of money. I would say... I want to say, like, rent it just to at least watch it one time, because you just need to see it just to have some fun in your life for once.
Yes.
But
and now your grade?
My grade, I would have said maybe a B-. It's like
okay.
Nothing. It's not a bad movie. It's just not. It's not incredible, but as
Giving
a movie,
it a lower rate
listen,
than Crimson Peak.
Listen, though. But listen, but that doesn't mean it's a bad movie. Overall, it's a B- movie. But for a movie for pure entertainment, I would say A+ for pure entertainment.
Okay.
Value.
All right, now let's go to the movie releases. Steve Jobs expanded this week. I saw the film. He saw the film. Mm-hmm. Let's give our... Now, here's... Like I said, if you guys don't remember, last week, this is how it's going to work now whenever we review movies that we see. We're going to give our expectations. Like, I'm going to go first with everything, and then we're going to... Well, okay, so we're going to start with the expectations, then we're going to start off if we like the movie, of course. Then we're going to say what we liked, then we're going to say what we didn't like, and then we're going to give our grade. I'm going to go first, then he's going to go first. Let's go with the expectations for Steve Jobs. Now, when this movie was announced many, many years ago, because this was announced like shortly after he died.
When we're freshmen.
Ahem, quiet. What did I tell you about interruptions? This is a pinch. Matt's not screaming. He's holding the screen, which I'm very impressed by, but still. No interruptions. Promise? That's a thumbs up. Good boy. We were not freshmen. We were in 8th grade when Steve Jobs died. To correct you on that. Yeah, so this was announced, and then they announced the Ashton Kutcher film entitled Jobs. And, obviously I was looking forward to both, because they announced this like 5 months after Steve Jobs died. They said, Aaron Sorkin, Oscar-winning writer of The Social Network, Few Good Men, and creator of The West Wing. The newsroom did not come on yet at the time. And they announced, hey, guess what? We're creating a Steve Jobs biopic that's loosely based on the book of the same name written by Walter Isaacson. And then they announced that they were going to do a full-on biopic about Steve Jobs called Jobs. So, obviously, the Jobs film of Ashton Kutcher is kind of a joke. I was really disappointed with that film. I thought Ashton Kutcher did fine, but the film itself was just, So with this movie suffered a lot of production issues before it. At one point, David Fincher was going to direct it, which would have been interesting. Christian Bale, he said this, I will only direct this movie if Christian Bale plays Steve Jobs. But because of money issues, and this movie was originally at Sony, because of money issues, David Fincher departed, and then Danny Boyle came on to direct it. And because Christian Bale wasn't involved in it, they said, hey, you know who I want to play Steve Jobs? Leonardo DiCaprio. So Leonardo DiCaprio at one point, I don't know if he was actually going to play him or he was just in talks. If he was actually going to play him, I would have been very curious. But I think, no. He dropped out because he had to do The Revenant. That's why. So that's an understandable reason. And then Christian Bale comes back, and then he says, a few weeks later, he's like, I don't feel right for the role. So then maybe he felt like he wasn't the right role for this. I'm like, when I heard that news, I'm like, are you kidding me? You're Christian Bale. Okay, if you played Batman, that's saying something. You're an Oscar-winning actor. But whatever. So then, Michael Fassbender comes on. And when I heard this, I'm like, okay, Michael Fassbender is a great actor, but he looks nothing like Steve Jobs, and he sounds like nothing like Steve Jobs. Then they bring on the rest of the cast. Kate Winslet, Seth Rogen, Jeff Daniels. I'm like, okay, now this is, like, good. I was a little curious about Seth Rogen, even though I really like the guy. But I've never seen him do a full-on drama. And then I realized, you know what? If he wasn't that good of an actor, then Danny Boyle wouldn't have cast him. Obviously, Danny Boyle cast him for some reason. So, yeah. The trailers were out. I loved all the trailers for this movie. I loved the marketing for this movie. And, overall, I loved it. I thought it was a great film. I really loved this film. Alright, let's start with the positives. You gotta start with the script. Aaron Sorkin's script is the star of this film. The dialogue is so engaging. It's so tightly paced. It's amazing. It just keeps you engaged. Like, you never want to keep even though it's just dialogue, you don't want to stop listening. Like, you gotta keep listening, because every line that comes out of these characters' mouths is, like, so engaging and so good. I just love that. I really like the way Danny Boyle handled this film. I've always been a fan of him. I love 20 Days Later. I love Slumdog Millionaire. I really like 127 Hours. Actually, no, I love that film. I hate The Beach. Last time we talked about this movie, like 2 weeks ago when it was just in limited release, I said that I have yet to see a bad film from Danny Boyle, but I forgot he directed The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio, which is so bad to the point where it makes me want to punch myself in the face, but that was early Danny Boyle. Also, I love Trainspotting, and I forgot about that film, too. And I love the way he did with this movie, because every single time period, like, this movie has 3 acts. It's a straight-up 3-act movie. You got the release of the Macintosh, the NEX, and then the iMac. 1984, 1988, and 1998. The 1984 sequences are shot on 16mm. The 1988 sequences are shot on 35mm. And the 1998 sequences, which ironically is the year when me and Matt were born, were shot digitally. Which is perfect, because that's how much film has advanced over those 14 years. And I just love the way this film was directed. I've heard some people say that this might be the best film he directed, which I can understand that, but I still think Slumdog Millionaire is the best film that he's ever directed. It's not the best film I've seen from him. That, to me, my favorite film of his is 127 Hours. But I gotta give credit to what he did with Slumdog Millionaire and what he did with this movie. Yeah, like, it was just film that net break pace. The cinematography was fantastic. With the way it's filmed. It's gonna get an Oscar nomination for best cinematography. Sorkin will get an adapted screenplay nomination. Even if this film, like before the movie was coming out, you're like, oh yeah, that's Oscar nomination worthy. That's good. That's good. That's good. And now the performances. Like I said before, Michael Fassbender looks nothing like Steve Jobs. He sounds nothing like Steve Jobs, but you don't see Michael Fassbender. You just, regardless, he looks nothing like Steve Jobs. But you know what? I bought him as that character. I thought he did an amazing job. This is one of the best performances I've ever seen from him. I've always liked Michael Fassbender. Ever since I saw him in X-Men First Class and then Shane, which came out the same year, I've always been a fan of this guy. Then he killed it in 12 Years a Slave, which just is one of the scariest performances I've ever seen in my life. And, like, he did this. He's doing Macbeth. And now he's doing the Assassin's Creed movie. Like, this guy is really, like, big now, and I'm really happy for him. I thought he did an amazing job as Steve Jobs. Kate Winslet, possibly my favorite actress. She is amazing with accents, and she did an amazing Polish accent. She really did a good job with the accent. I really loved her in this movie. Jeff Daniels did great once again. I mean, this is a very good year for him with this and The Martian. It's a great year for him. And finally, Seth Rogen. Not in the movie much, but for the scenes he was in, he did an incredible job. This is the best performance he's ever given. And I really, I know Fassbender's going to get nominated. I'm sure that Kate Winslet will get nominated. I would love to see Seth Rogen get nominated because, I mean, him being in a Danny Boyle film, spurring out Aaron Sorkin dialogue, that's just incredible. You never pictured Seth Rogen to do stuff like that, and yet he accomplished it very well. I'm very happy with the performances and the script and the writing, but also the movie was so engaging. It was very fast-paced. I didn't feel the pace at all. I know there might be some people out there who felt the pace, but I personally didn't because I was into this story. And, well, I would have liked to have seen a biopic about, a full-on biopic about him. Maybe we'll get one someday. And also, shout out to all the 3 girls who played Lisa, Steve's daughter. All 3 of those girls were terrific. Every single girl killed it. They all did terrific. And I just love how, it also focuses on the story of how he should become a better father. Because at first he's like, oh, she's not my daughter. She's not. And then over time he's like, I care about this girl and I don't want her to have a bad life. And it was handled beautifully. I really bought it. There was a scene that kind of made me cry a bit towards the end. And, yeah, I really, really loved it. Now, if I had one problem with the movie, I would say that, I really love the ending. I love the way this film ends. But I kind of don't like the fact that they kind of make him more of a nice guy. Because, listen, that's fine, but I don't think they should have done that. I think they tried to sugarcoat it a bit. But you know what? Regardless, this film was still fantastic. And I'm going to give it an A. I thought it was a great film. It's one of the best films of the year. Now, here's the name of Matt. Matt never saw a Danny Boyle film before this. I kind of told him he should have, but I guess he couldn't get around to seeing it. So, Matt, start off with your expectations for this movie.
Well, when I first saw the trailer, it was, so I liked how the flow of the movie was, because it was, you got, this movie that could easily be a dragged-out movie. Mm-hmm. This movie could be 3 hours, and it's just dragged out, but it's not. It's fast. It's fast. It's fast. It's fast.
Mm-hmm. So that leads into your positive. Yes. But, also continue giving your expectations.
When I first heard, I remember we were first talking about this, I think, when I first heard about this, when we talked about Christian Bale with the David Fincher stuff.
We didn't do the show yet.
No, but this is before. This is 2 years ago. And we were, I think when we were sophomores when we talked about this, I think.
No, this movie started filming.
No,
I'm just telling you, this movie started filming early this year, in January of this year. So we were juniors when this movie was being filmed. I think Christian Bale. I think all this stuff was going on in the summer between sophomore and junior year, when the process, and then I forgot to mention when Sony dropped the film, Universal picked it up, and I'm glad that Universal picked it up. So yeah, please continue with your expectations.
Well, when I first heard the whole thing with Christian Bale, he was like, I don't think I can be Jobs. I'm not that. I'm like, dude, shut up. You're such a good actor. But and we had the kind of the same reaction, when Michael Fassbender was announced, we were like, well, he doesn't look like Steve Jobs, but we know he's gonna do a good job.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'll tell you this though, the two young Steve Jobs, like really young, middle aged, like Steve Jobs, I didn't buy how he looked like Steve Jobs. Old Steve Jobs, I bought. I bought how he looked as old Steve Jobs.
Okay.
Because I actually think it looked pretty accurate to what he would look like.
Eh.
Except for like the white hair, but that was like in the it was 1998, so it wasn't like that old. He wasn't that old.
But yeah, but what else with your expectations?
Well, what I was expecting to see a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't at the time. I didn't see an Aaron Sorkin film, so I saw the Social Network or the Facebook, if you want to call it. So I didn't know he was a very dialogue-heavy writer at the time.
Yeah.
But I was expecting it would probably be a very dialogue-heavy movie because it deals with computers.
Yeah.
So, there's not going to be people punching each other.
No.
Which would be crazy if that was.
Yeah.
Just seeing him, Andy, and Steve just go fighting in the back room of the cubicle. But, like, I was expecting, and I couldn't wait because I kind of hated we had to wait 2 weeks for this thing.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn it, I wish it was here now.
But we have it now.
So good, though. And now let's talk about the movie now, alright? This movie, okay, I kind of said this, like, it's not, okay, let's say this movie's not for everyone, alright? Not because the movie itself, it's more of, again, it's a dialogue-heavy movie. If you're a guy who doesn't have a good attention span, you're probably not going to like this. This movie's payoff is within the subplots. And one of the positives I like about this story wasn't it was original. I liked it. What they did was smart, like with Danny Boyle and Aaron Sorkin. Like I like that the whole story there was a main underlying story. Okay, this is who Steve Jobs was, just showing his personality. But I like that the way they did it was through subplots, because you have a couple subplots. You got one between him and Steve Wozniak. You have one between him and Andy. Herzog? Herzog. You have one between him and Joanna. One between his daughter Lisa. And you think you got one between him and Jeff Daniels.
John Scully.
Yeah, John Scully, who was the CEO of Apple at the time. And it was like I like all the stories, especially like the one between I liked all of them, really, I should say, because I didn't hate any of them, because like they each had their own different thing, like with the Lisa thing, it's like, oh, he's showing he's a better father.
Yeah.
Like the whole Steve thing, like he's trying to pay back to his friend, because like the whole thing with him and Wozniak is just like he wants him to, say, okay, he wants you to just like at least give credit to the Apple II team, which was like actually way more successful.
Yeah.
And then like the other stuff, like Andy and him, like with some other things I'm not gonna say, because that's actually was a big thing. I was like, oh shit. Damn. Really, what a dick. It's a very complex. It's not simple.
No.
It looks simple on the surface. You think, okay, it's just going to be about him yelling at people and then showing compassion because he's both a lovable guy and a hateable guy. But it was way more complex than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about Michael Fassbender, okay? Michael Fassbender, okay, sure, you say what you want about Michael Fassbender and how he looks nothing like Steve Jobs, but holy shit, he nailed his character perfectly. Because he was able to play Steve Jobs, because if you know, Steve Jobs is a very complex person, okay? And it was kind of like more of the stuff they said after he was dead. They kind of said this stuff, that people who worked with Steve Jobs, they didn't love him, but they also hated him as well. But they still liked him at the same time. They respected the man. And Fassbender was perfect because and it kind of reminded me because when they brought up Turing a little bit in that one part, and I was like, oh yeah, he reminds me of Turing's character because Steve Jobs is a lot like Alan Turing from the Imitation Game, kind of. They both have that same thing. Like they're very smart, but they're a dick, basically. Yeah. But not like because they intentionally mean to be a dick. They have problems. They have issues. But what I liked about Michael Fassbender, he was just so like he changed his personality so much in the movie. Yeah. Because like from one scene he'll be yelling at somebody, the next scene he'd be like talking nice to somebody. Yeah. It was so interesting. Kate Winslet, which I actually really liked, and I hope she gets a nomination for this role because I really liked her as Joanna, I mean, yes. Her character was interesting because she was like the only person that really understood Steve, like who he really was, and it was just interesting to see like how their kind of like friendship, you would call it, acquaintanceship that turns to friendship by the end. Like, I liked the whole story. It was interesting with that. Seth Rogen, he was really good, even though he wasn't in the movie that much, because like with Seth Rogen, like his character, he's kind of an interesting. It's kind of interesting between the conflict between him and Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Especially one of the last scenes he's in, Seth Rogen. That like what was it, like 5 minute scene between him and they're like just like yelling about
Yes.
the whole Apple II stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, damn. Let's see, Jeff Daniels. He did great as John Scully. Because like, and it was an interesting story because they're acquaintances, but they don't see eye to eye, kind of ish.
Yeah.
And I liked how I like the whole like this other scene which I'll talk about was probably my favorite scene in the movie at the what was it 1988 conference, when Scully shows up because at this time he's not with Apple anymore.
You're like really giving away a lot of stuff that goes on.
No, but I'm not gonna say. But let's just say it was a great scene. I loved it. Not gonna say much about that. Now, who am I forgetting to say? Let's see.
Matt, you sorry.
I said everything.
Please give your thoughts on the girls who played
Okay,
Lisa.
well, I thought all Lisa's were good. I thought her character was well written, and she was like, and the thing is too, she was like, she took a lot after him. I would say, even though she didn't, kind of. Let's just say there's a whole complex thing between him not being him not being the father, kind of, but even though he kind of is, like, yes. Yeah. He's just in denial, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I liked the directing. I would say the directing was really good. I liked it because Sorkin...
But also talk about the fact that this is your first Danny Boyle film.
Yes, this is my first Danny Boyle film, so I didn't know what to expect from him. There we go.
Hey, don't give me a cocky attitude, you fuck.
But, seriously, I've never seen a Danny Boyle film at this time.
Well, now you got to.
Mm-hmm. Yes, now I did. And I hate that I haven't watched one, because I should have probably watched 28 Days Later.
Really,
time.
any film.
Any film, really.
Except for The Beach.
Mm-hmm. Unless you want to see DiCaprio yell like an idiot.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Continue, please.
Oh, man. Now, what I like, though, is that they have, like, a contrast here. Because... And it's a good type of contrast, because you have Aaron Sorkin's writing, which is more of it's slower, but kind of still like has some energy in it, but it's more meant to be slow and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also have Danny Boyle, who has like a very fast style in this movie.
Yeah.
So mixes perfectly. It's like you'll have like these nice long drawn out conversations that are like energetic, kind of, but then it would just jump to the next part, and I like that whole thing about that. And it wasn't like they didn't like stay on a conversation for too long. At most, maybe like 10 minutes, I would say.
Yeah.
Like they evenly, it was nice and spread out the conversations, and they were all interesting conversations. There's not one conversation in the movie I found like boring.
Mm-hmm.
Like each one of them was engaging.
Yes.
And that was the point of the movie, because this movie again was made on subplots. So if one subplot was to fall far, it would hurt the movie pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
so is that it with your positives?
Well, almost like, I would say also, there wasn't no music, so there's nothing really to talk about music.
No, really, no.
But there's a lot of quotable lines, I would say, from this movie.
But, now, negatives.
Honestly, other than, like, the whole like, thing of, like, it not being fully about Steve Jobs, I found no problems.
But you said in your little Facebook review that it's a good movie.
Well, I should have said great. Did I put great?
No, you put good.
I put great.
You put good.
But I give it 5 stars because I love it.
Oh, you fuck no.
Okay.
All right, Steve Jobs for me gets. Oh wait, all right. I said my grade. Oops, yes. My bad.
Like other than like that whole again, like it's just about 3 conferences. Other than that, because really the movie's more meant to show his, like, kind of like his personality more than his actual like him growing up and stuff. Which I kind of like that. It's interesting because you understand more of his motives.
Yes.
So, I would say, other than that, which doesn't really take away anything, that's just like a minor thing, and that they didn't do anything, it's nothing about the movie at all, like, it's just a minor thing. I would say, though, I would definitely give this movie an A+. I loved it. Like, I found no problems with it. Even when you said, like, the whole sugarcoating thing, I thought that was fine, though, because the entire movie...
I didn't say it was bad, it's just, I don't know, I just...
I don't know.
Yeah. It just felt so different that it didn't...
It was too big of a contrast.
But if they wanted to put it there, I mean, they did. It was well done, but it wasn't needed.
I felt like though, but it just made sense with the movie because the entire movie he was such a hardcore jerk. All right.
Yes, I'm aware.
I loved it. That's why I thought it was perfect.
Okay, so that's it. Now we're gonna skim through the movies that we didn't see. The
lot.
Last Witch Hunter, didn't see it. Heard it is a guilty pleasure movie from a lot of people. So maybe I'll check it out. Maybe one day when I'm bored and I have nothing to do.
Same. I want to see. Like when we talked about this.
No, you got Dominic Toretto, Frodo Baggins, and
Alfred
in one film. So I mean that's it. And you got some chick from Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to catch up on Game of Thrones. I haven't been watching that show for like 3 months now. So I mean I have to catch up again.
But I would say like out of like like this and the next 3 movies we're gonna list.
Actually 4.
4. Oh wait, really? We're gonna throw
4.
Yeah. Out of the next 4 movies we're gonna list, I would say out of all these, like I would want to see this one if I had like nothing else to see.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Next, Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimensions. I don't give 2 shits about this. They say it's the last one. From what I've heard, it doesn't even end like an actual franchise would end. It just ends with a cliffhanger. So it's probably gonna get another movie. Because I don't know if this movie... Well, actually, I know the box office results. He doesn't. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting when he guesses what made the top 5 or not. But honestly, I don't give a shit about this movie.
I hope it didn't make a lot of money. I hope. I don't really give a shit about Paranormal Activity. Never did when it first came out.
Really? It started off as a really strong franchise. So then it was probably just like, you know what?
Unnecessary.
We're not making a lot... We're a low-budgeted film. We're making a lot of money. Let's continue to make more just for the hell of it.
Like, I know.
After 3, it just went downhill. 4 was so disappointing because I thought 4 could have been a good film because the first 3 are good films, and I thought maybe the 4th one would be good, and it wasn't. Then the marked ones came out, which was I mean, it had some moments that were like fine, but it overall was just an film. With this, I just don't care anymore. I don't want to go out there, contribute my hard-earned money towards this movie. I'm fine with contributing money to The Last Witch Hunter, but not this. Absolutely not.
One day I'll understand the love for these.
I'll probably see this when it comes on Netflix.
One day
I don't want to pay any money to see this.
Because I just, again, I mean, I watched a little bit. I'm like, I just don't understand the love for the Paranormal Activities.
Because it was one of those found footage films that just wasn't...
Yeah, but it just seems so average to me. I don't know why.
Maybe because you've seen so many other films before that.
I did watch Blair Witch, so that's why probably.
Yeah, but Blair Witch was really like the first.
It was the one that developed it. Yeah.
Paranormal Activity. There weren't really many found footage films between Paranormal and Blair Witch because the first Paranormal Activity actually premiered at a festival in 2007, but then it didn't come out here wide until 2009.
Maybe it's just for my dislike of jump scares, probably. Yeah.
But it doesn't really use the cliche. I mean, yeah, it does, but it doesn't overutilize it like they do now. But yeah,
one day I'll
But honestly, as much as we're not looking forward to this movie, I would say that the next wide release, I have zero interest in going to see because I just don't give a damn, like, at all. I honestly would rather see Paranormal Activity than see this movie, Gem and the Holograms. Me and Matt have been bashing this film since it was coming out. A lot of people have. And, honestly, no.
Don't give no shits.
No, exactly. Don't give no shits. And then the final wide release is Rock the Casbah, starring Bill Murray. It was directed by Barry Levinson, who made Rain Man, Good Morning Vietnam, Diner. I mean, this film I was slightly interested in. I thought the trailers were okay. The only memorable moments for me was when Bruce Willis appeared and Bill Murray did it, and then at the end when Bill Murray was like, smoke on the water, who fire in the night sky. Like, that was really the only memorable moments for me in the trailer, and I've been hearing this film sucks, so, I mean, I'm not looking forward to it. I wanted to see it, but then I heard the terrible stuff. I thought maybe this would get, like, mixed reviews, but instead it has a very low rating on Rotten Tomatoes, so I'm not interested in seeing this.
I think the lowest out of all of the... Yeah.
I think so.
Holy shit. When was the last good movie he's made, Barry Levinson? Shit.
He's made good stuff.
No, it was the last time, though.
I don't remember. I don't remember the last time I don't remember the last film he made. I don't remember when it came out. That's the problem.
It's been, like, maybe 20...
No, it's been less than 20 years.
Yeah.
No, but, like...
He's got to make a good movie soon.
He's made good movies.
No, soon he's got to make another one.
Well, he probably will. But whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's only one rumor release that we're gonna talk about because honestly, like I had no interest in talking about this. Suffragette, and then actually no, there's two women releases. Suffragette stars Carey Mulligan, Helena Bonham Carter, Meryl Streep, and I heard good things. Not my kind of movie, but it looks like a performance-heavy film. So maybe I'll check it out just for the performances. Oh, fucking hell.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I'll check it out when it comes to wide release, I guess.
I would say one day, like, I would, because I like the whole, it's interesting how it deals with the women's rights stuff during, like, the Industrial Revolution in Britain. It's pretty cool, I mean, because there's not a lot of movies that cover that shit, and it's some pretty disturbing stuff that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I would check it out one day, definitely, I would say, too, just to see, like, what's going to happen with that, because I don't know much about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, and then the final one release is Burnt, starring Bradley Cooper.
I got burnt! Ow!
Damn it. I haven't heard really many good things about this film. It has like a 35%. Maybe the rating will go up when more people see it. I don't think it will, but I just never really cared about this movie because it looked like your typical story. I do like the cast a lot in this movie. It's just, to be quite honest, I didn't really care about watching it. So yeah, that's my fault. Maybe we'll talk more about this next week because it expands wide release next week. We could have honestly saved this for next week's episode, but I guess we didn't really have to. Go ahead, Matt.
It got burnt extra crispy by the critics. Terrible pun.
Whatever.
Yes, that's right. I'll be here all week now. I mean, okay, I'd rather watch Gordon Ramsay yell at somebody than watch this.
Yeah.
Because Gordon... hell, I want to see a movie about Gordon Ramsay.
I know, you said that when we talked about the very first trailer.
Like, seriously, that would be so interesting. Because, again, he's kind of like Steve Jobs. He's such a jerk, but he's a cool guy at the same time.
Because he's a fucking genius.
The geniuses are jerks. There we go. Yes.
True.
It's mostly been proven through history, yes, that most geniuses are jerks.
True.
Mm-hmm. That's why I would love to see a Gordon Ramsay movie, probably maybe in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Other than that, don't give a shit about Burnt, okay? Sienna Miller, Bradley Cooper, they probably are both good, and it's probably just got a boring story.
I didn't really look into the reviews, so I don't... There hasn't been really many video reviews as the time I looked. Maybe there was one uploaded. I don't know. We'll have to see. So yeah, that is it. That is it for the movie releases. Now we get to the box office results. Matt's gonna predict his box office predictions, and I'm gonna tell him if he's right or wrong. So Matt, what do you think is this week's top 5? Start from the bottom and work your way up.
I would say...
And you don't have to predict the money either. I'm just going to tell you that.
So
yeah, here's the thing. If we record before Sunday, we're going to give both our predictions. If we record on Sunday, Matt's going to give his predictions, and I'm going to tell him if he's right or wrong.
I would say number 5. I don't know. Like, I don't want to... Because I feel like The Intern's going to be out of theaters, like, now. You know what I mean? It had a good run. It had a really good run. It made the top 5. How many straight weeks? Like... 4 weeks.
I'm not telling you. That's cheating.
Shit.
So what do you think's top number 5?
Number 5.
Speak up.
I'm trying to think. I want to say at number 5, I would say The Last Witch Hunter.
Okay.
Number 4. Shit. What other movies came up?
I'm not telling you.
I don't remember. I forgot most movies already.
Look at the list of the new movies out this week.
I know, but the lot.
And then think of the movies that came out last week.
I even forgot what came
out. Damn it!
Oh wait, no wait, Pan got kicked out. Yeah, so. Well, I already know Martian's probably like number 3, isn't it? Probably.
I'm not telling you. That's a cheat. What's
Martian's,
4, 2, and 1?
Martian's number 3. Number 1, I sadly had.
What about number 4? Hello, number 4 first.
4. I would say Steve Jobs number 4.
Okay.
Number 1, I would probably...
What, number 2?
Number 2... shit. Shit. Maybe Hotel Transylvania 2.
Okay.
And then number 1, I would I'd probably say Paranormal Activity because it's Paranormal Activity. Makes a lot of money.
Okay. You got 0 right. Okay, here we go. This is going to be a very surprising week for you. Number 5, Hotel Transylvania 2
really?
with $9 million. Number 4, The Last Witch Hunter, $10.8 million. Number 3, Bridge of Spies, $11.3 million. Number 2, Goosebumps, with $15.5 million. And number 1, The Martian, with $15.9 million.
Shit.
This wasn't a very good weekend. So if you want to ask me where this film made the top 5, if this film made the top 10, you could ask me.
That's the third week it's made top number 1, I think.
No, it only made number 1 for 2 weeks. Last week it wasn't number 1 because Goosebumps was number 1
for 3
last
weeks
week.
it's been, 3 weeks.
So it's only been on for 4 weeks. It's 4th week.
That's what I said, 3 of the 4 weeks it's been number 1.
Yes.
That's impressive.
So you can ask me where the other films are and stuff.
I know Steve Jobs is definitely not the top 10.
It is in the top 10. It is number 7.
That's not bad.
With $7.2 million. Budget's $30 million. Right now, it only has $9 million.
I don't know why.
That's the total gross.
Hopefully, it's spreads good word of mouth. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Paranormal Activity was number 6. It made $8.2 million. It doesn't say what the budget is on here. It's probably very low. Crimson Peak was number 8 with $5.5 million. The budget is $55 million. It's currently at $22 million, but I think that's just domestic. I don't think that's worldwide.
Worldwide, it's gonna make a lot. Probably.
Interns number 9.
Yeah.
With $3.8 million.
Had a good run.
Its total is $64 million.
It's not bad.
That's domestically. Worldwide, I think the budget was only $40 million, so it's actually
it's gonna make money.
Good.
Yeah.
Now number 10, Sicario with $2.9 million. Its budget was $30 million. It's already made $39 million here. I think it may have been more outside the United States and Canada.
I think it's good. I think that's good. It's gonna be good.
Now, Rock the Casbah was number 13, and it only made $1.5 million.
That's bad. Holy crap.
Now, Gem and the Holograms, number 15, with $1.3 million. The budget was $5 million. So if it makes $10 million, it will break even. But I think this is going to be a big box office bomb for Universal.
Wow, that's a shock. Okay, like Jason Blum produced that, and he's still not going to make money. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's actually impressive.
Well, I mean, shit happens.
That's impressive. I know a lot of people didn't see it, and I can understand why.
When I went to the theater a few hours ago to see Steve Jobs, I saw a lot of little girls there, but they weren't going to see. I don't think they were going. I think they went to go see Goosebumps.
Thank you, God. That movie deserves money.
So, I mean, this wasn't exactly the best weekend for movies. I don't think next week's going to be that big either.
There's only one. Other than Suffragette, there was only one positively rated movie this weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
For
Steve
fuck's
Jobs.
sake. Yeah, and that was already out.
I mean, next week, the only wide releases we have, we have Our Brand is Crisis with Sandra Bullock, and we have Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
Which probably gonna see.
I'm thinking about it.
We might think.
I'm debating.
I'll see what reviews first.
I'm debating about it. Because then the week after, you got Spectre and Peanuts, and that's going to be a big week because you got those 2 movies. Well, with Spectre.
Yeah, Spotlight and Trumbo Unlimited, too. Got Miss You Already. Shit.
Yeah,
that's a lot of movies. There's 5 movies.
Well, it is what it is. So, guys, that is it for this episode of Nerdy Scores, the film podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. Next week, episode 16, is going to be Halloween. We will be, I guess, maybe for a while, we'll talk about favorite horror movies and stuff.
We'll talk about Ash vs. the Evil Dead, probably.
Maybe. I'm thinking about it.
I can't wait to watch it.
I'm thinking about it!
Can't wait to watch it.
I know, but I'm thinking about it. So, yeah, guys, that is it for this episode. Thank you so much, and goodbye. Peace out, motherfuckers.